Hi, I'm Scott.
And I'm Bethany.
We met at a summer job.
We'd have pancakes at Perkins. He liked me first.
Well, as soon as I met her, I said, oh my gosh, oh, that was the woman for me for sure.
I decided to go into the Peace Corps my senior year in the spring. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Someone said they needed French speakers in Africa, and I said, okay.
Hey, example. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? She can speak English too. So she's the perfect woman.
If I'm going to be away for 2.5 years, then we shouldn't try to continue our relationship.
At the time, I couldn't see what good work she was going to do, how important it would become in her life and shape who she is today.
So I came back to DC during my service for maybe 6 weeks. I decided to call up where Scott was working at the time and see if I could get him on the phone. And I'll never forget, we were eating breakfast at your mom's house. You came into the room and said, I'm going with you. You had made the decision that you wanted to come back to Mali when I went back, and that was a pretty major decision.
In order for me to understand fully what Bethany had been doing in our time apart, I needed to see it for myself. Some of the biggest challenges were the fact that I arrived and there was no electricity. It was completely dark. We didn't have ambient light from neighboring cities. It was different when you slept. It was different when you showered. At nighttime, Bethany and I would sleep inside mosquito nets to protect us from everything from mosquitoes to spiders to scorpions that could be inside or just outside her house. No running water meant that if you were going to take a shower, you would step outside and you would go into this rock stone structure that came up to about here. You had to heat up this water over the stove or just use cold water, and you would basically just take this water and maybe a cloth and just sort of soap yourself up and then pour water on yourself.
These little pebbles stand right there. That's where I stand and I take my shower. My bucket bath. This is the view I have from the bathroom.
Remember, when you go in, stomp your feet so all the cockroaches scatter and get away. Make sure there's no lizards on the wall or snakes. That was a big culture shock. On the first night when I did take a shower, all of the children from her village, the really little kids, were all gathering around her fence. I start seeing all these little faces come up over the fence line, and they're all giggling. My way of coping with being scared and being nervous was I started waving to them, smiling and making little funny faces, and boy, they really loved that. Later, when Bethany came home, she said, "Oh no, you don't talk when you're in the shower. That's private. You're not supposed to talk to the kids out there." They probably said, "What a crazy white person."
Oh, okay. I guess you've been left.
I'm pretty much done.
Adama. Ah, okay. Kanago sila. Bra. Bra. Yep. Brahma.
Not doing it.
I did make lots of friends around the village, but in particular, Bethany had a close friend whose name was Seydou Sako. And Seydou had an Americanized name, which was Dave. He knew just a little bit of English, and I knew just a little bit of Bambara. So together, we weren't really sure what we were saying, but we had lots of laughs, and he did his best to help me adjust to the life in the village of Solo. In Mali, the men eat separately from the women. And probably one of the most unique aspects for me was this idea of a communal bowl, where everybody ate out of the same bowl. The other thing we had to eat with was our hands. And that was completely foreign to me. Maybe there was some chicken or some fish placed in the middle. Also for me, I'm left-handed. Your left hand was supposed to be used for using the bathroom. Sat down to eat and I reached with my left hand and they were like, don't do that. Another type of food we ate is millet, somewhat gray, somewhat brown, gelatinous patty. And it was called toad.
Right hand?
Yeah. Sẽ cái bên trong đi kìa. I bet. She thinks that's the funniest thing that you just made that sound.
Every day was filled with memories. Every day was something new. It was a new experience, a new person to meet, a new challenge to overcome. What it did for me was exactly what I was hoping it would do, which was give me a sense of what Bethany had experienced and what her life, her day-to-day life was like. And for me, it really gave me a completely new perspective on what it means to eat, what it means to have basic comforts of home, such as a nice soft pillow to lay on, your own bed, to go to the bathroom easily. That significantly changed me and my appreciation for all that we have here in the U.S.
Here's Seki. He's so cute.